Tonight, you will go to sleep differently, not with worry, not with plans racing through your mind, but with a single phrase that will reprogram your subconscious for wealth while your conscious mind rests. Most people pray for money and wake up broke because they are thinking too hard. They beg, they plead, they analyze, and in doing so they block the very abundance they seek. Neville Goddard called this the great paradox of manifestation. The more effort you apply consciously, the more resistance you create. Your thinking mind is not the creator, it is the obstacle. But there is a doorway that bypasses all mental resistance entirely, a state so subtle that most miss it completely, a state the Bible itself describes as the moment when God seals instruction into the human soul. It happens every single night, and most of you waste it. This is the Lullaby Method, a technique so simple that skeptics dismiss it, so powerful that those who use it correctly never return to conventional prayer. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to enter the state akin to sleep, construct your wealth phrase, and let your subconscious do what your conscious mind cannot. Strain destroys creation. Relaxation allows it. Here is the trap. You want money. So you think about money. You create vision boards. You repeat affirmations while your jaw is clenched and your chest is tight. You are trying. And trying is the confession of lack. Every ounce of effort you apply is a statement to your subconscious that you do not already have what you desire. You are swimming upstream against your own creative power. Neville Goddard taught that assumption creates reality, not hope, not effort, assumption. And assumption is a state of being, not a state of doing. You cannot assume and strive simultaneously. The moment you try to make something happen, you have admitted it is not already done. This is why most manifestation attempts fail within the first week. Your conscious mind is the home of doubt, analysis, and contradiction. It compares, it measures, it remembers every past failure. If you attempt to plant a seed of wealth in conscious soil, that soil will immediately question the seed. Where did this belief come from? Why should I accept it? What evidence supports it? The conscious mind demands proof before belief, but creation requires belief before proof. This is the impossible loop most people live in. Neville discovered the solution in his teacher Abdullah's instruction and in the words of Scripture itself. The subconscious mind has no defense mechanism. It does not argue, it does not question. It accepts whatever is impressed upon it as fact and immediately begins to externalize that fact into your physical world. But there is only one moment when the subconscious is fully receptive and the conscious mind is fully subdued. That moment is the threshold of sleep. Job 33:15 says this clearly. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. This is not poetry. This is technical instruction. The state akin to sleep is the state in which your subconscious is wide open and your ego is offline. This is the state in which reprogramming happens instantly and without resistance, not through effort, through surrender. When you lie down tonight, you are either going to replay the day's frustrations and reinforce poverty consciousness, or you are going to use the Lullaby Method and instruct your subconscious to create wealth. The choice is not made with willpower, it is made with technique. Neville Goddard told a story that perfectly illustrates this principle. A woman came to him desperate for money. She had tried everything: affirmations in the mirror, gratitude journals, vision boards. Nothing worked. She was exhausted from trying. Neville told her to stop everything. Stop trying. Stop affirming. Stop visualizing complex scenes. He gave her one instruction. Tonight, as you fall asleep, repeat one phrase. Thank you. Nothing more. Do not think about money. Do not imagine specific amounts. Do not create elaborate scenes. Simply feel the relief of having received what you need and whisper thank you as you drift into sleep. Let the phrase become a lullaby, Let it carry you into the subconscious realm. She resisted at first. It seemed too simple, too passive. Where was the effort? Where was the work? Neville reminded her that God does not need your effort. God needs your acceptance. The phrase "thank you" is the ultimate statement of assumption. You do not thank someone for what you hope to receive. You thank them for what has already been given. This is assumption in its purest form. The woman followed the instruction. That night, lying in bed, she repeated "thank you" with a feeling of gentle relief. Not desperation, not need, just quiet gratitude. She did this for 3 nights. On the 4th day, an unexpected check arrived in the mail. A refund she had forgotten about. The amount was exactly what she needed to cover her immediate crisis. But more importantly, her relationship with money had shifted. She was no longer in resistance. She was in reception mode. This is the essence of the Lullaby Method. It is not about controlling outcomes. It is about surrendering to the creative power that already exists within you. Neville said repeatedly that your imagination is God, not a tool God gave you, not a gift from God. Your imagination is literally the creative force of the universe operating through your individualized consciousness. When you impress a desire upon your imagination in the state akin to sleep, you are not asking for permission. You are commanding reality to conform. William Blake, the mystic poet Neville often quoted, understood this completely. He wrote that man is all imagination, and God is man, and exists in us, and we in him. The eternal body of man is the imagination, and that is God himself. This is not metaphor. This is ontology. You are not separate from the creative source. You are the localized expression of it. And the moment you grasp this truth, manifestation stops being a mystery and becomes a mechanical law. The Lullaby Method works because it aligns you with this law without the interference of ego. Your ego wants to plan. It wants to figure out how the money will come. It wants to control the bridge of events. But creation does not happen in the how. It happens in the assumption that it is already done. The subconscious will handle the how if you stop interfering. Let us go deeper into the technical mechanics. The state akin to sleep is not full sleep. It is the hypnagogic state, the moment between waking and sleeping when your brainwaves shift from beta to alpha and then toward theta. In this state, your critical faculty is suspended. Your conscious defenses are down. Your subconscious is impressionable. Neville called this state the most creative moment of your day, more powerful than meditation, more powerful than prayer, more powerful than visualization, because in this state, you are not trying to convince yourself of anything. You are planting seeds in soil that cannot reject them. The subconscious does not evaluate truth. It simply accepts and externalizes whatever is felt as real in that moment. This is why the Lullaby Method is superior to daytime affirmations. During the day, your conscious mind is awake and active. It hears your affirmation and immediately counters it with evidence to the contrary. You say, "I am wealthy," and your mind responds with, "But your bank account says otherwise." You say, "I am abundant," and your mind shows you your credit card statement. The conscious mind is a fact checker. And facts are the enemy of assumption until assumption becomes fact. But at night, in the drowsy state, facts dissolve. Logic dissolves. Doubt dissolves. There is only feeling, and feeling is the secret. Neville wrote an entire book with that title because he understood that thinking does not create. Feeling creates, not emotion, not excitement, but the deep inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. The Lullaby Method works by repetition in relaxation. You choose a short phrase, ideally 2 to 5 words, something that implies your wish is already fulfilled. Examples include, "Thank you, it is done, I am wealthy, I am loved, I am healed." The phrase must feel natural to you. It must roll off your tongue effortlessly, because you are going to repeat it gently as you fall asleep. Joseph Murphy, another master of subconscious programming, explained this process scientifically. He said that the subconscious mind never sleeps. It is always active, always listening, always creating. When you fall asleep with a thought, that thought continues to operate in your subconscious all night long. It multiplies. It attracts corresponding thoughts, circumstances, and events. By morning, the seed has germinated. You may not see the fruit immediately, but the root system has begun. This is why Neville insisted on doing the Lullaby Method every single night until your desire manifests, not out of desperation, not out of need, but out of persistence in assumption. You are training your subconscious to accept a new identity. I am wealthy is not a request, it is an identity statement, and identity always externalizes. The mistake most people make is tension. They lie down and start affirming with clenched fists and grinding teeth. They are trying to force the outcome. They are muscling their way into manifestation. This is the opposite of the lullaby method. A lullaby is soft, gentle, effortless. You would never sing a baby to sleep by shouting. You whisper, you soothe, you lull. That is exactly how you must treat your subconscious. Tension blocks reception. Relaxation allows it. The more effortless your repetition, the deeper the impression. Neville said that the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the key. Not excitement, not desperation, but quiet satisfaction. The feeling you would have if your wish were already granted and you were now at peace with it. Now let us bring this into your life today. You are lying in bed tonight. You have financial pressure. Maybe rent is due. Maybe debt is mounting. Maybe you simply want more abundance and security. The Lullaby Method will work for any of these if you apply it correctly. First, construct your phrase. Keep it short. The shorter the better. Your conscious mind needs to release control, and long affirmations keep you mentally active. If your desire is money, your phrase could be as simple as thank you. If you want to be more specific, try I am provided for or wealth flows to me. The exact words matter less than the feeling they produce. Second, test your phrase during the day. Say it out loud a few times. Does it feel natural? Does it create a sense of relief or satisfaction? If the phrase feels forced or awkward, adjust it. You need a phrase that your subconscious can accept without resistance. This is deeply personal. What works for someone else may not resonate with you. Third, tonight, as you lie down, close your eyes and begin repeating your phrase gently. Do not rush. Do not force. Whisper it in your mind as if you were humming a lullaby. Let your body relax completely. If tension arises, release it with your breath. The phrase should feel like a gentle wave carrying you towards sleep, not a lifeline you are clinging to. Fourth, as you repeat the phrase, allow a faint feeling of relief or gratitude to accompany it. You are not imagining money in your bank account. You are not visualizing paying bills. You are simply resting in the assumption that your need is already met. The feeling does not need to be intense. It just needs to be present. A quiet knowing, a gentle yes. Joseph Murphy emphasized that the subconscious responds to feeling-toned thoughts. A thought without feeling is sterile. It does not impress. But a thought wrapped in feeling sinks deep. The feeling does not need to be ecstatic. Quiet confidence is far more powerful than desperate enthusiasm. You are not begging, you are assuming. Fifth, do not monitor results. This is critical. The moment you wake up and start checking your bank account or looking for evidence, you have re-engaged the conscious mind and its doubt. Let the seed work underground. Neville taught that the interval between assumption and manifestation varies, but it is always certain if you persist without wavering. Some desires manifest within days, others take weeks. The timing is not your concern. The assumption is. A modern case study illustrates this perfectly. A man drowning in credit card debt used the lullaby method with the phrase, "I am debt-free." Every night for 30 days, he repeated this phrase as he fell asleep. He did not strategize. He did not create repayment plans. He simply assumed the state of being debt-free and let his subconscious find the bridge of events. Within 3 weeks, he received an unexpected inheritance from a distant relative he barely knew. The amount was enough to clear all his debt with surplus remaining. He did not manipulate. He did not scheme. He assumed and allowed. This is the power of working with universal substance, not against it. Infinite intelligence does not need your instructions on how to deliver your desire. It needs your permission through assumption. The lullaby method is that permission slip. You are telling your subconscious, "I am ready to receive," and the subconscious obeys. Let us integrate everything now. You have learned that conscious effort is the enemy of manifestation, that the state akin to sleep is the gateway to subconscious reprogramming, that the lullaby method bypasses all resistance by working beneath the level of ego and doubt, that a short phrase repeated gently as you fall asleep impresses your subconscious with the assumption of your wish fulfilled, and that this assumption must externalize as your lived reality because imagination is the creative force of the universe. This is not wishful thinking. This is not positive thinking. This is metaphysical law. Neville Goddard spent his entire life testing and proving this principle. He manifested wealth, relationships, opportunities, and healings, not through effort, through assumption. And he taught this method freely because he understood that every person has the same creative power. You are not less than Neville. You are not less capable. You simply have not been using the technique correctly. The conclusion is this: your current financial reality is the externalization of your habitual inner conversations and assumptions. If you fall asleep every night worrying about bills, your subconscious accepts worry as instruction and creates more situations to worry about. If you fall asleep assuming wealth, your subconscious accepts wealth as instruction and orchestrates the events, people, and opportunities necessary to make that wealth physical. The lullaby method is your tool for course correction. It is gentle. It is simple. It is unstoppable when applied with persistence. You do not need to believe in Neville Goddard. You do not need to believe in metaphysics. You simply need to test the law. Tonight, choose your phrase. Lie down. Relax. Repeat your phrase as you drift into sleep. Do this every night for 30 days. Watch what happens. If you are serious about transforming your financial reality using the hidden laws of consciousness, subscribe to the Goddard Code. This channel exists to translate the deep metaphysical truths of Neville Goddard into practical, life-changing strategies. Every video is designed to shift your assumptions and align you with the abundance that is already yours. Join the community of manifestors who understand that imagination is God and assumption is the creative act. Neville Goddard once said, "Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows." This is the great secret. Do not control the how. Assume the end. Let divine mind arrange the means. Your only job is to persist in the assumption until it hardens into fact. The lullaby method is your nightly ritual for that persistence. Sleep tonight as the wealthy version of yourself, not hoping to become wealthy, but resting in the quiet knowledge that you already are. Let your last waking thought be thank you, and let that gratitude carry you into the creative darkness where all things are possible.